Hello, once again, people. Thank you for joining us on the Mike and Mike show. We are delighted that you're joining us and taking the time out to listen to us and watch. And again, please share, like, and subscribe. And you can interact with us as well. You don't necessarily have to be on a panel. You can make your comments underneath the video. If once you watch it, and if you have something to share, you can share with us, or you can help us do fact checks if we share something and it's incorrect and so forth. You can also do that. So you are part of the show, even though you may not be physically here. And if you want to be on the show, you can send us an email, or you can you can make a request or call a number and leave a message. At the number is on the on our podcast channel. You can find the information there along with the email address, and you could share it, send an email or call us, leave a message, and we'll get back in contact with you as soon as possible. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Unfortunately, some of our panels are missing because of certain circumstances, but you know what? As what the show says, we're moving forward. So without further ado, on the panel, we have Mr. Angel, a.k.a. Prime Minister Khalees in the house.
Thank you.
You know, King Pox is not here at this moment, may not show up, have some difficulties. And Mike, a.k.a. Baby Trump, is have some little challenges as well, may show up, but we'll see. And usually, Mike, according to my new name, Mega Porter.
Yeah,
Mega Porter. Yes, people. So thank you again for joining us at this episode. So we're going to jump right into it. So, Angel, you know, as usual, you know, Mr. Trump is going at it again and the courts now also allowing him to go ahead also. We'll kick it off with this. They're allowing him to fire the education department.
Yeah, to further dismantle them.
Yeah, to finally dismantle them. I mean, this is stupid and dumb. I don't understand it. Why you decided? I mean, I don't.
Supreme Court actually allowed it to go forward.
Yeah, I mean, remember he had maybe on the Supreme Court. I think you have how many judges? It's like 8 judges, right, in total, and 6 of them are Republicans, if I'm not mistaken, or 5 of them are Republicans. And Trump had put, I think it was 2 or 3 of them in on the seat when he went into power the first time. I think he had put 1 or 2 on the in there, and then his second term, has he?
Sotomayor, she Democrat, right?
Who?
Sotomayor, that's her name.
I think so. But I think they have more Republicans on the bench more than Democrats. Yeah, so, because I think Biden put 1 or 2, Obama did put 1 over there or something like that, and Trump had put I think it was maybe 3 or something of that sort, plus the ones that was already there, because I think it was on the Biden or Obama era where one of the judge, I think 2 judges retired.
Well, I think that was Biden.
That was Biden. Mm-hmm. So Biden got to replace him and put 2. So the Democrats there. But overall, I think it's more Republicans on the bench more than Democrats. So I can see this foolishness why they would sign off to it, because you have these Democrats, they don't go by principles or protocols or morals or ethics or whatever the case may be. These guys go by favorites, what the dictator have to say, and because they want to be in or they wanted to return back the favor because he's the one who put them in and stuff like that. But I like the other judge, to be honest with you, the one even Trump put in power, right? And Trump think he was gonna side with him, think the judge was gonna side with him, and he's the one Trump had put in power on the bench, and he's like, hell no. What you doing is against the Constitution. This is not gonna happen. Like, for instance, then they deport that guy to Venezuela, and the guy is a U.S. citizen, and he tell Trump, bring back this guy. You cannot do these things and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's still. I think the guy is still in Venezuela or stuff like that. But legally, the judge demand Trump to bring him back, and I think Trump overriding that still. I mean, which he can't, but technically that's what he's doing.
You don't get to overrule that though. I don't care.
He can't. Not, he's not supposed to because he's not above the law. But apparently the guy is still because the judge summons them to bring back this guy almost months ago. And if I'm not mistaken, the guy is still not here. And the judge blatantly tell him that cannot happen. And moving forward with anybody else cannot happen.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
He's still doing it. He's still doing the crap.
There are like eight justices and one chief justice. So,
right, so 9 in total.
Yeah, nine in total.
So the report is half of that or more, maybe 80% of it is Republicans.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can see why Trump agenda is going to like education. Why they allowing for him to dismantle the education department. I don't get it.
That's a massive layoff right there too.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I mean, they had fired them before, and they had to rehire them because of the lawsuit what they filed. So now, because they wasn't sure how they were going to authorize this to happen, so the judges say, no, this can't happen. We're gonna have to look into the Constitution or whatever they need to look into to make determination. So apparently, they probably look into it and realize, hey, I don't know if it's still legal, but whatever the case may be, these guys come out and say, all right, Trump, you could go ahead and do whatever you want to do with the department.
Right, come August 1st.
Yeah, this is foolishness. So I wouldn't say certain, but it's on a high scale. It's pretty much there where you can't do stuff like this. I don't know. I don't get it. Why these judge? It's gonna affect everyone.
Right, 100%.
100%. I mean, you're gonna have. Some people now don't want to go to school in the first place, and then you were kind of encouraging these things now to happen by trying to dismantle the department.
Right. I think you're reducing the staffing by like a half.
Yeah, but you're reducing the staffing by half. You already having problems within the system with the staff members what we currently have.
Right.
If you cut that now in half or less than half,
this thing's shorthanded now.
It's gonna even make it worse. Right now, as it is, without any firing, they're shorthanded. Right. So now, if you cut the department,
well, it's pretty much making them ineffective.
The department is automatically is a fail. It's gonna fail, and this is what they're pushing for. For what? I don't see any logical strategy or purpose why they're doing this.
Cut costs.
Yeah, you're cutting costs from important departments. Yeah, you can cut costs from. Why don't you cut costs from your pocket? Or they the shit what they are doing? Why don't they cut costs for that? But they want to cut costs on important stuff. Okay, you signed this big beautiful bill, BBB, right? They passed it. You hire and you put Elon in and create this department called Doge. You hire Elon and put him with his goonhead boys them into it to run the department. They started doing some type of a good job. I always give credit where credit is good, regardless. Right. At the end of the day. So they were doing a good job to a certain extent, where they were finding all these waste spending, whether it's Biden or Obama was allowing, and they were cutting that out, which I applaud them for that. Some of the things what they are cutting out is unnecessary, like education. And the FEMA section where I think where they have these workers that's overseas helping poor people, helping countries who are suffering or going through starvation and stuff like that. They were cutting these people out, and they cut their funding. So if they were in Europe or they were in Asia or they were in China or they were in wherever on the country helping others, because of the cut, these people didn't have their way to come back to the U.S., to come home. What are you trying to do or what? So stuff like that. I'm not supporting.
It's very alarming, yeah.
But things where now they were started finding where the U.S. was giving Egypt millions of dollars for what? Number one is that it wasn't an investment. They're just giving them money. Okay. Then they have, I think it's in Australia, where they have the homosexual thing going where they have like a Broadway play.
Right.
They were giving them, I think, about a million or
Fundings.
yeah, a million or 1,500 to have these type of shows, like a Broadway show. I'm like, really? And meanwhile, you have homeless people in Pennsylvania. There's a strip where it looks so bad, like you cannot believe this is in the U.S.
Yeah, other California too. It's the same thing.
And California, but yet you can give away 2 million or 3 million.
What do you call Skid Row or something like that out there?
Yeah, even in New York too. I mean, he's not probably bad as what it is in California and in Pennsylvania, but at the same time, you have a high rate of homelessness and people suffering here. As wealthy as this country is, people are suffering here still.
It shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't happen for wealthy because
they have money in abundance to give out.
But their priority is screwed up. This is the same thing what I mentioned. I think was maybe 5 or 6 episode back where I said the priority of this government is screwed up. This country is wealthy, and this country is called, my dad used to call it the promised land, right? It has a lot of opportunities for people who have their head screwed on and want to make something of themselves. It's there. It puts opportunity at your disposal, right?
At least within reach. Right?
Yeah, within reach. It's you now to get up off your lazy behind and make it happen. To take that opportunity, what the country gives to you, and make that happen, right? So the opportunities are there.
I think that still exists.
It still exists. It doesn't. But the problem now is that you now are going, like the issue what we're having is that you going out is like you and I are good friends, and you're like, yo, Mike, my son is sick, man, and I need your help, right? So your son may have a flu or a cold or maybe a little fever, right? Which is not really life-threatening. Now, my son at home have a life-threatening situation, and I'm going to leave my son to come and help yours. You see, that doesn't logically make any sense.
No, not at all.
Exactly. And this is what the U.S. does. They go out and they push their nose in everybody's business, trying to help. Helping is good, but
very good.
The priority is screwed up. Take care of your own first. And this is one of the motto what Trump has, where he says, take care of your own. I applaud that to a certain extent. The problem with him now is that he's taking care of his own, but also he's doing it on a harsh level where he's hurting people. I mean, look.
Say that though?
Yeah, he's hurt. He has this thing where, where he said one of his saying, where, the Americans come first. Great. Just like you have your kid, your family come first, and then if you can help out someone else, which is fine.
Right.
But the problem now is that he's applying this on a harshful level. Harshful level in meaning that, okay, you taking care of your own, right? Okay, fine. But at the same time, people now who you can help out, like the deportation is going on. It's not everyone here in the country or is illegal in the country, right? You have people who are green card holders and stuff like that who still here for, he's attacking those people as well.
You have some people here actually on like asylum and stuff like that.
Right, even with that, people who literally facing crisis in their country where they have to flee to this country for help. You have these people. Now you're throwing everything out the window what the previous administration or the previous administration set up to help these people. And you're going at it like people who are even here legally have green cards are feeling the pain too because he's putting pressure.
Taxes for so many years.
It is crazy.
Law-abiding residents, so to speak, and you're pretty much uprooting these people's like lifeline. You can't do that.
I don't get it. And then they coming back up.
You're threatening their livelihood.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you're getting rid of all these people, right? Let's hypothetically, you get rid of all these people, and most of these people too are hard workers, right? I am not saying it's right for these people to enter the country illegally. No, I don't support that at all. There's a process and there's a policy, not because I am good, but at the end of the day, for to stand up and not to be a hypocrite. I think I don't know, because I'm thinking if I was in a situation and I get the opportunity to come across the border illegally and stuff like that, the possibility I may probably
It's
do
not
it.
coming. I think
You know,
the thing is that
to be honest,
a lot of people come legally and they also overextend their stay.
right. I mean, you have people who came here legally, as what you said, good point out, where they came here legally, but after that they call it, they overstay and they run off and go find different avenues to become a citizen here or become a legal resident here and stuff like that. So you have those situations, as well as you have people that comes here, went to the embassy, wherever, signed up, get a visa, came here, maybe find true love, get married, got their green
Right.
card, and living a life here. Even those people are at risk.
Yeah, I've seen a case where it was like a minor. Somebody come here as a child, and they've had the chance to adjust their status, and it's not even their fault that they're in the country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they collecting folks at their appointment to adjust their status. They did everything they had to do, but at their appointments, you were holding and detained.
There was this situation
Vaccination.
with Trump, where this guy parents was born. This is when he was doing the deportation, when he came in the first time he
I
won.
see one with a Jamaican sailor, a military person.
Oh, when they
His dad is Jamaican. He was born overseas on a military base. So technically, if you're born overseas on a military base, you automatically become a U.S. citizen.
But he was serving for the U.S., right?
Yes, he was serving for the U.S.
Right, just like McCain.
They about to revoke
McCain
his citizenship.
McCain was born on a military base in the border of, I think it was Panama or the Gulf of
John McCain.
yeah,
Mhm.
because he wasn't literally born, and because Trump was going after him too at one point. So he was born on a military base, but it was in a different. I think it was it Panama, or there was a base. I think it's off off the Panama Canal, or it was off Mexico or somewhere off those borderline. But it wasn't literally on the U.S. soil.
Right.
But he was a citizen. A U.S. citizen, and I think Trump was going at him at one point with that too. You
Right.
know, whatever the case may be, he was going after
2
him.
days ago, he's going after Rosie O'Donnell. You know, Rosie O'Donnell, the comedian.
Yes.
Yeah, he's thinking about revoking her citizenship. She spoke like
Here,
this.
but here's the hypocritical thing with this: Trump himself put in these laws, and technically, Melania and who else? And probably what's the kid named Benjamin, or his younger son,
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
whatever his name is. I can't remember his name.
Byron.
Technically, Byron. Technically, those has to, if they follow the principle of his rule, what is the own rule, what he sets up,
Right, his own policy.
his own policy, they're supposed to be evicted from this country.
The first one.
Because even there was a news reporter asked the same question, and Trump got pissed. He's like, "Oh, evil can you be? You got to be an evil person to ask this question." No, why is evil? He's asking a legitimate question.
That's fair.
It's a fair question. You're putting these policies and you implement them on a harsh level and going harder at it, but you're not realizing that your own family is in the same predicament. So how is it fair for
Right.
them to benefit and then others not benefiting from this?
Right, you can't give him a pass.
You can't. That's not how it runs. That's not how the Constitution works either. And the reporter asked a fair question, and he went hard on the reporter. He's like, "Oh, you evil! Oh, how can you ask such a question? You gotta be an evil person," and dismiss the guy. I mean, like,
On a personal
he's
attack.
very arrogant, self-centered, conceited, the whole shebang. And the thing is with him is that, how is it where everyone who share their opinion and go against him, he dismissed them. He abandoned them. He cut them off or he fired them. And I mean, like, you are a poor leader at the end of the day. And for the stupid America to see what this man is capable of and still put him back in power, how is it working out for you now?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, how is it working out for you now? Have you put, some of my peoples who are dear to me too are voted for this guy, and they're like, oh, you need a businessman to be in power. No, you don't. A businessman gonna run the country to make money. They're not gonna run the country for you and I. They're going to run
and that's
the
what we
country.
see, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Exactly. So again, I'm asking the question: how is it going now? How is the money you're making? You seeing the money yet? You're seeing any benefit yet? And this is why you're putting them in power. And the same people, some of the same people who you who put him in power, help put him in power. He's the same one fire behind, right? Because there was this lady, she came out and she's like, oh, I voted for Trump. I'm a mega supporter and all that stuff. And then Trump fired her behind. And now she's sitting at home and he's like, going now on YouTube and on Instagram.
I seen a lady like that where her husband, when she and her husband, they actually support Republicans. She's a U.S. citizen. He's from from Afghanistan or someplace in the Middle East.
And they want to deport him. Yes, I seen that too.
You know what I mean?
Like, good for you. The sad part is that my black behind is gonna face this mess. It's gonna feel pain to all this mess. But you know the funniest thing?
How so?
Because it's hitting everyone. So even though I may be innocent in the context of not voting for him, but what he's doing now is gonna also look. I'm as a U.S. citizen too, even though I wasn't born here, but as a U.S. citizen here, I'm still in danger based on his policy. Because remember, this birthright citizenship. So that means none of my parents was born here. Right. So me now having a citizenship here, the possibility now I still can get deported, because if this birthright thing going on, which it was suspended, and I think it didn't go through yet. I think they had it still in court. Right. So if it does go through, all of us here, citizen or non-citizen, are gonna have a problem.
How so?
Because your parents,
we went through the proper channels.
Right, but I'm saying, like for me as an example, I came up here, right? My parents, that my father that came here, he came here legally. He went and he got involved, got his paperwork, whatever the case may be, become a legal resident, and I think he also become a citizen, right? Then he filed for me and my mom. Right. That brought us up here legally.
It's a beautiful thing.
Right. And we got our green card, stuff like that. Then I personally and my mom went and got our citizenship legal way for a couple of years now, decades now, and stuff like that. But the problem now with the birthright citizenship, which I said I am in danger, is that if, according to Trump policies, if your parents, none of your parents is not a citizen, you don't have rights to be here as a citizen. In other words, and then he said that one of your parents has to be a U.S. citizen. Put it that way. Long story short, one of your parents has to be a citizen. So
if country of immigrants,
if none of your parents is not a citizen, that means my citizenship be gonna become invalid.
No, I think that's only going to apply for the people who are born after that policy actually goes into effect, or that law.
I thought that was a wide scale basis, not after a certain time period. That was just no matter if you're here 19,000 years ago or whatever, it applies to you as well. I thought that was the case.
The people who are already born, they shouldn't be affected.
No, those are the people was also easily going to affect, that were born here, but their parents is not a citizen. None of their parents is a citizen. So for you to get that citizenship, even though you don't born here, right? One of your parents has to be a citizen. No, it's the other way around. If you're born here,
Right.
right? And if for you to have that citizenship status, U.S. citizenship status,
Right.
a parent out of between both of your parents, one has to be a citizen that's born here.
Right.
If
Or here legally.
yes, here is legally, and they have to be
Legally.
they have to born here. If none of them, like in my situation, is not didn't born here, and I have my citizenship here, it can be revoked, and I can be get deported if it based on the birth right. Remember, you have to read it up. If you want to look back on the birthright citizenship, that's what's entailed, which it's gonna hurt the U.S. hard because a lot of people who here. But I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research to see if it's something
me as well.
apply after he wrote the policy in place.
When it goes in the law.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it. But according to what I'm hearing and what I understand so far, even from the news, it's a wide scale. So it doesn't matter if you were here 9,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago, 500 days, or whatever the case may be. It's gonna affect you. So it's scary if that is true. If then it's good in a sense. If I wouldn't, it's not good at all. But good in the sense.
We've already went through the process, though. We've already went through the process. We already went through the process of like becoming a U.S. citizen.
Right.
You know, like paying your taxes and making sure that
But I mean,
do the civic
that look
exam, you pass the civic exam, got good on record. You not like
there was an incident too. I think it was the same country where they deport this U.S. citizen and he didn't have no record. Trump administration admit that it was a mistake. Okay, it's a mistake. Why the guy is still in the country where you deport him at still there? Because they were also targeting warmongers, which is good.
what was that?
Warmongers meaning people who create troubles, who have records, who will go out there and make troubles. Like
Right.
these are, I think, one of the things ICE also is looking for specifically. People who are here illegally, especially they're here illegally, but especially they're creating crimes.
Involved with criminality.
Right. So yeah, those are ways of people need to get deported. And then the people are here who are trying to make a living for themselves and stuff like
Doing
that.
the right thing.
Doing the right thing and stuff like that. They're also getting bombarded down.
I'm
getting
pretty
hit.
certain it's raising a lot of like deep, grave concerns like anxiety and depression and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It takes a toll on the family, man.
of course.
They
I
say
mean,
some kids are not going to school. I heard.
kids are not going to school. People, families. I mean, you remember back. I mean, for those we are in New York. The show is based in New York, and there's an area called Fordham Road and different places, Flatbush in Brooklyn and stuff like that. You go now because you usually have a lot of people are hustling.
I was just on the Flatbush yesterday.
Yeah, you have a lot of people used to be on there doing their thing. You know, they're doing stuff
A lot of the
legally.
vendors. were
They're
doing the thing.
selling shirts or selling food
There are a
or
lot
fruits
fewer now.
and stuff like that. It's almost empty.
Right.
Because they hiding now
That's my
because
observation.
ICE is all over the place and they're running from these people because it's a touchy situation, but at the same time, for me, my opinion is that what Trump is doing certain things is too harsh. Like this birthright citizenship, that's crazy. But when I come to think of it, with Mike had shared with us, I think about 2 episodes ago, where U.S. is the only country that doing this birthright citizenship thing, meaning if you're born here, then you become like say for instance, if my parents came to this country and they had me here, right? And I'm a natural citizen. They said according to what Mike is saying, U.S. is the only country that doing that because in England and Europe and stuff, they don't do stuff like that. If you're from Jamaica or you're from Belize or Russia or wherever, and you go to these countries and you have a baby over there, that baby is a citizen from that country you're from. They're not a English or they're not a Russian, they're not a whatever case may be. So Mike was saying that U.S. is the only country that doing that. That if you come here, I know of people used to come here purposely, specifically to have their kids. They were like 7 months, 8 months into their pregnancy, and they will fly up here for like a month or two specifically so they can have their child, to give the child an opportunity and, future benefits in sense, which is, I don't want to say it is bad, because if I'm in the same situation, I would like my parents to do something like that for me,
Right.
to help me out, to kind of create a future for me and stuff like that. And they're doing it, some are innocent where they didn't premeditate this, where they come up on
They're
vacation.
innocent.
Innocent in sense they didn't premeditate it. You have, I use the term innocent because they would come up here on vacation, not having intention to have a baby here, right? They just came up conveniently on
How
vacation.
do you explain that though?
What?
The baby takes 9 months. 9 months.
Yeah, but I mean, remember, the baby may takes 9 months, right? So they're gonna have to time to take off from work.
You come in on a 6 months visa. On a 6 months visa.
And then they will come up on a 6 months visa, and they can spend a 6 months here, or 4 months here, or 3 months here.
Right.
And they will come up based on the time or money what they have, or the time. Maybe they want to do this from a long time, but they don't have the time off, right? Okay. So because of that, they couldn't do it. And then some situation happened where they either premeditate the pregnancy, or they accidentally. I wouldn't call it accident, because God still have to allow it. There's nothing accident with that. You just didn't plan at that moment. But there's no accident with any baby. You get pregnant and you
don't think it's accidental, like people get pregnant accidentally?
I would say this, because there's no reason why I'm going at the level where is no accident, because accident is when God still have to allow it, right? It still have to come through. So there's nothing accidental with God.
Unplanned.
It's just unplanned. You did not plan it out, but yes, you did not plan it out for you to have this child at this particular time. Right. So a lot of people call your accident baby. Yeah, the parent may not plan for it, but you're still not an accident, because you're still here. God still has to allow you, your fertile, the sperm to hit the egg and for it to form and for it to come to it. That's not accident. There's no accident in it. It's just unfortunately that the parent didn't plan at the moment. So at the moment, they say, you know what, we don't ready for a child, and then 2 weeks down the line, they have sex intercourse, and boom, they're pregnant.
Right.
They call that accident, but it's not. To me, it's not. So it's that,
called an unplanned pregnancy.
Yeah, it's in that context. This is where they were saying that it's your accident baby, but it's not to me, because God, everything happens, God still has to allow it. Right. This is my belief, folks. I'm not telling you that you have to run with this, but from a spiritual standpoint, understanding, myself and Mike go at it at times when it comes to the religion side of it. He don't believe in certain things, and I do in certain things. And I believe that there's a God. I believe that there's a Jehovah Father who created heaven and earth and 100%. Stuff like that. And he's coming back for us and stuff like that. Some things like that Mike don't believe in. We have our differences, but it's fine, He was a hardcore Christian too. But something happened where his pastor, and some of these pastors too, they're especially within tithing system, they are criminals. They're using God as a scapegoat to live this lavish lifestyle.
Right.
Creflo Dollar, Benny Hill, these guys, TD Jakes,
very extravagant.
Yeah, they're not really a part of it. They preach this prosperity gospel, and they don't preach anything about sinning lifestyle and you have to change this and that. They preach about, if you want prosperity, you have to give God $10,000-$20,000, donate, and it will come back to you. This is bull crap. So yeah, that's why I think that for Mike himself, why he drifted off, because these pastors, they bamboozle them and telling me all these nonsense and these false prophet information they share out, and that's not what God is all about. God is there to help people, and he also help there to point out your sins and your fault, but he's not doing it on a judgmental level. No, he has all the rights to do that because he's God. He's the one who created us, but he doesn't do that. He try to help us to for him to save us at the end of the day, and he come to us in love, in non-judgmental. Look on the story. I don't want to drift off, but look, there's a story in the Bible when the Pharisees, these people were trying to stone this woman to death because they caught her in homosexual. She was a prostitute, Mary, right? And
What's the name?
her name is Mary, not Mary, the mother of Jesus, but Mary. Forgot her other last name. Is Magdalene? Yeah, I think so.
Magdalene.
Yeah, but she was a prostitute, right? So when Jesus was in I think it was Jerusalem or something like that, and these righteous folks brought her to Jesus, saying that we should stone her because she's a prostitute and she was selling her body and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the ones who was trying to stone her to death was also part of sleeping with her. Like the night or prior to that was buying vagina from her as well. And then yet they want to try to stone her. They're hypocrites. So Jesus now wrote in the ground and started writing stuff. And they saw, oh, shucks. Like Jesus was saying that you were trying to stone her, but yet you the one who slept with her last night and stuff like that.
Right.
And then
very hypocritical.
Yeah, hypocrite. So Jesus turned to them and says, "He who have no sin cast the first stone."
That's where that came from.
And they couldn't do it because every one of us sin. Every single one. There's only one person on this planet that was here and did not sin. It was Jesus Christ himself. Because if he had sinned too, all of this was pointless. Because the point, he has to be pure. I don't want to get, it's a spiritual thing, so he's going to get too deep. Yeah, he's going to get deep. One of these days, we will take up a religion topic where we discuss that. But that was the whole matter. But coming back to our topic, what we were talking about, is that at the end of the day, my thing is that I like helping people, right? And I think the U.S., one of the things what I like with the U.S. is that they like helping people. They help other countries and stuff like that, people who need help. But the problem is that they help it with this commanding level and this controlling dictatorship level. Again, they're trying to stop Iran from developing nuclear power or nuclear weapons, right? Mm-hmm. Israel has nuclear weapons. Why you don't go stop Israel? These are the North Korea. Why you don't go stop North Korea, who developing on a regular basis nuclear enhancement? The U.S. only focus on people who they can manhandle. Because if you're talking about, you have people anywhere. Look at Kim Jong-un, right? You're talking about, these guys.
As the president of North Korea, right?
Right. You have these people, they're saying that, because these people, like in the Middle East, Iran and all these people, they have different motives, suicidal motive, terrorism motive. Okay. You have Kim Jong-un and every other country. You have people here who have different motives. If they get certain weapons at their disposal, they would blow up this world. So what are you saying? You have these guys because of you have some of these guys who, and the funniest thing is that these guys are doing these things on a spiritual level. They're blowing up themselves because they're brainwashed and they think that when they do these things, Allah, right, which is the Muslim side, they think that they're going to gain another life when they do these things. They're going to get blessed. So it's not so much of they're doing it because of vengeance, but they're doing it on to a spiritual level. And this is the thing, if the U.S. understand that, they will know that these guys are not doing this out of malicious. I want to make,
but they are doing it. So
if they're doing
it, then
it's still malicious, regardless of how you put it. It's still malicious, but they are doing it on a brainwashing level. They're not doing it because, you know what, I'm just hate the U.S., I'm going to blow them up. They're doing it because the leaders are using spiritualism to draft these people or to recruit these people. And they are doing, these people who they recruit are doing it because they think Allah is going to bless them with abundance life or another life in sense. So in sense, they're ignorant to what they're doing. Some may know what they are doing it, regardless of spiritual or whatever the case may be, but it's another deep situation. But, this is the thing what we're in. Now they also, with this turf war, they're still going back with this turf war issue, which is going to still hit the economy. Right now, The housing market is in crisis because the interest rate, they are trying, Trump is trying to push for the feds to drop the interest rate, which they can't because we're still in somewhat inflation
Right.
errors going on in the sense.
Still,
Technology is booming, is going up, but while technology is going up, you have, it's not helping us in a way. It's just giving us less of a what is it? Less of manual power. Like it helping us to advance further in the future, to make work less hectic for us and knowledge wise. I mean, overall, we are gaining, we are becoming a little bit
it
more.
gives us less control.
Yeah. And then, so now you have all of this is coming in place, with these crises going on financially. It's going to be chaos. You have technology there, then you have these inflation, you have economy is not doing well, you have the stock market just going like a roller coaster up and down because, and all these
The land
politicians,
fluctuating a lot.
yeah, they're doing this because when they make a statement of certain things, the turf wars, the other crap what they're doing in the White House, these drop credit and these drop the stock market because people are fearful of what's going to happen. And so these guys can go and buy these stuff lower price. And then they come up, oh, well, you know what? No, we're changing the mind. This is not going to happen. We're going to suspend the turf war. We're going to suspend the all these other stuff what they're doing, and then the stock fly back up. Now they buy it at a low interest rate. Now they now have a high returns where they can sell it for millions and make millions off it. So they are doing these little back end legal. I wouldn't even call it legal.
Legal?
I wouldn't even call it legal because that's corruption.
I mean, it might be unethical.
And also unethical as well. I mean, and these are politicians, and especially you have this guy here, he's a businessman. Trump himself, he's a businessman.
Right.
He's not going to run the country based on people. He's going to run the country based on what he can make for his business and for himself.
Right.
And this is why these other business guys like to, because the things what he's going to do is business people are going to be are going to benefit from his leadership. Not you and I who are living from either paycheck to, our people who are living from paycheck to paycheck. If you're not making a couple millions right now, you're not going to benefit from Trump leadership. You're not. If you're in the middle class and the lower class, your ass is grass. You're doomed. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the economy. It's going to hurt people who are here. Yeah, and these are the things that's what's going to happen. And the sad part is that for those,
we have to try to be ahead of it.
Yeah, for those who vote for this guy, is like you can't put. I said you need a true politician. I mean, it's rare, but you need to put a true politician, someone who really cares for someone. It's again, for those who may listen and try to debunk it. Yes, I agree that it's hard to find it because most of these guys are corrupt. I agree with you 1,000%. I lift my hands to that. At the same time, I still would rather find that hard or that rare politician and vote for them than to put a businessman in power to lead this country. Because there's no way they're going to lead this country.
Traditional politician.
Right. There's no way, because these people are going to look out for the people. They're not going to look out for their own term or their own benefit or their own entity. Right. They're not. They're going to look out for themselves.
Very
so I don't know. I mean, where you think, I mean, overall, you have 4 years. We have 3 and 6 months now. We have 3 years and 6 months to go.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think, what is your perspective based on what you're seeing going on from the political level, from the technology level, from financial level, from the law level? Where do you think this country is going to wind up by the time Trump leaves? Now he's entertaining this third term, like what Bloomberg did, which he's himself is a criminal from that perspective. And let me clean it up. When I use the term criminal, meaning You went and changed the laws, right? He went and changed the laws for him to file, um, to do
An extra term.
an extra term, right? Okay, fine, you do that. This is where I said the criminality behind it. You went and did it, you won, you got into power. Then you went back and changed it because you don't want anyone
Nobody else to do it.
to get to benefit from that. So if this is where now I call this is like this criminality business, because why didn't you leave it then so others can benefit from it then? Why only you
Right.
can benefit
If
from
it was that necessary,
Exactly.
If it was
And then
that necessary.
exactly.
You should have left it.
So you should have left it. Then now he changed it back. This is where it get even sweeter. You change it back. That means you in power illegally. Why didn't you exit the office then? Because you changed it back to 2 terms.
Right.
You should have left it. And if what you should have done is left it, and then when you're coming out, you change it back to the 2 terms. Technically, analytically, when you look at it, if you change it back while you're in office, that means to me, that's just my analytical side of it. To me, you're in office illegally.
It's a great point. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, and this is why you can't trust these jokers. And the sad part with this guy now coming to New York, with this guy who's running,
Who's that?
Cuomo. This not Cuomo. This other guy, I forgot his name. He's the one who won.
Donnie?
Yeah. The stupid thing, but I can't really say stupid because you realize now when you look at it, you realize a lot of people are hurting in New York. For them to sit down and listen to this nincompoop talking about he's gonna freeze stuff on cut police funding, he's gonna free transportation,
Free public transportation.
and freeze rent. I'm glad for that because I'm a rent payer as well. I'm glad for that. But how long you can listen as a business?
It's not sustainable.
As a business person, right?
Unless the government are subsidizing those landowners.
Okay, so let's go with that scenario, right? We kind of discussed this before. Let's go with that scenario that the government is gonna step in. Now you having these free bus rides, right? Or free transportation. You have the workers who are working. How are they going to get paid? The federal government do some helping out, but they don't help out the city 100%.
If they're able to help out.
If they're able to help out.
The
city has to...
The no charge.
Right. The city has to... is the one has to provide for themselves, right? While the federal government will step in and see what they can do and give a 20 million there or 50 million there if they can or whatever the case may be. But the city relies on its own income, which is the transit system and other resources they have here to bring the tolls and stuff like that. Now, you're going to suspend that. More on how do you're gonna pay the city workers? The city's going to bankrupt. That's one. Because number 2 is that how the workers, you're going to have to pay the workers where the income is going to be coming back so you can sustain those funds to pay the workers. How is that going to work? But the fact is that I'm not blaming New York to a extent. I'm in a sense because you can see that New York is really hurting. So this guy, just like what Trump did, I'm going to build a wall because most racists is here. So I'm going to build a wall. Immediately they jump on that. He came in power, what he did? He didn't do anything. According to what King Tax was saying that he built like a 2 feet wall, this high, whatever the case may be. And nothing else. He wanted to try to hit Mexico. If Mexico paid. Mexico, hell no. Who are you going to pay? You must be stupid. So he lied to me because he knows what the people are looking for. Just like this guy here.
What
you're talking about. No, I'm using those as a scenario. So I'm using this now with this other guy who's running for mayor. He knows that people here in New York are hurting, and he trying to piggyback off their weakness, of their whatever crisis they are going through. If you tell me that I'm going to get something free, I'm voting for you.
Yeah.
I'm suffering here, right? And you tell me I can provide some benefit.
We shouldn't play on people's vulnerability.
And that's what he's doing. He's playing in people's vulnerability because there's no way legally, not even legally, in any financial structure.
If he knows better, you shouldn't say that stuff.
But it's just the fact that people did not take the time out to look on this guy's policies because he didn't, up to now, looking on it, he doesn't really offer anything. Even my boy Cuomo, I vote for Cuomo, and I want him to stay in the race, and I'm glad he did.
Cuomo is gonna stand.
He stayed in the race, and I'm like, when I heard it today, I'm like, yes. Let it come to the point where they still the New York go against you, but stay in the race still, because eventually these people, New York is gonna see that this guy is a joke. He's a joker. There's no substance of what he's running on. He doesn't have no policies. He's just talking yap, just like Trump.
There's a lot of talking points.
A lot of talking
that
points,
he's
and
selling.
people are running for it because they are hurting, and I understand that. They're not sitting down analyzing these things and they're like, wait a minute, this suspension of this and this and this. If you come with this temporary business, yes, to give us a breather. If he was coming, but from the transit standpoint, he's coming on a permanent level. From freezing rent, he's also coming from a permanent level. You can't do that as a business owner, right? I have a little business, what I do. And even if I didn't have any business, when you're looking at what's going to happen when the landlord needs to pay their mortgage, you have to look from a wide scale. You have to look from a consumer standpoint. You have to look from a business standpoint. And you have to create something that both...
ongoing repairs.
Yeah, that both benefit from it. It is not hitting the lower class or the medium class, and it's not hitting the business owner who are providing a shelter, roof over your head, and stuff like that. They want to make money too. That's what they're in business for. So you have to look into it now and sit down and say, okay, how can I create a balance to help the person out there who is not a business, who's living from paycheck to paycheck, as well as these business people who are providing resources for the class, the society itself. We have to find that balance to make everybody happy. But what he's doing is he's going on these people weakness.
Yeah, going their vulnerability.
Yeah, going on their vulnerability, and then people know they're so hurting in their financial structure. As soon as they hear it, they run with it. And oh yeah, great. He's gonna help us.
They're trigger words.
And then once he go in the office, oh well, I sit down and realize this wasn't gonna work, and I can't work.
Hopefully that won't be. Hopefully it won't.
No, hopefully that Cuomo get rid of these two jokers, and Adam and this one here talking about somehow my spirit didn't from Adam coming. I don't know this guy from Adam, but it's so funny. I don't know this guy from Adam. It's a figure of speech, right? But the funniest thing is that according to, we all have dirt, right? I have dirt. People, you may have dirt. Some people may have dirt. Things what we do and stuff like that. But the thing with these guys here, they go and claim that they are clean. This is one of the things I don't like, right? We all are guilty. Like even from a spiritual side, everyone is sin.
Why do we believe? Why does that get sold to us? Why do we believe that someone's clean because they say it's clean?
Yeah, exactly.
They say
and then they would promote, and then when they do get caught now into the mix, they're like, oh well, you see,
it's all playing with words.
There was a situation where with Adam, I found out that this is not the first rodeo.
You mean Mayor Adam?
Yeah, where there was some lady accused him of some type of sexual things,
right.
And the case. This is before he's a mayor, and he got this somewhere down the line. It just went and disappeared.
Spanish, right.
And then same lady came back again. Not the same lady. There's another lady came back about 2 years ago or something like that, and was coming after him too. And somehow it just got up and vanished again, and stuff like that. No. I am not gonna sit and say yes.
For that stuff does disappear like that is some type of
stuff going on in the back end. But I'm not also gonna sit and say yes. People cannot lie. People can lie on you as well. So yes, you have to also take things in consideration and make sure that they pull the full truth out, at the end of it. Because like an example with Cuomo, this lady now, I am not condoling. If he had done those things to these ladies or these women, is wrong for doing what he is doing. What burns me is that this lady came out not because of principle, but because of elevation in his life. Example. So she came out and Cuomo won the election again, right? So when Biden won the election, he was still a governor. He won the election, still a governor. Biden won the election. So now, according to source, that Biden administration was considering Cuomo to be a part of the White House administration, whether it's some type of a secretary of defense or whatever the case may be. They were considering to bring him on, right?
Mhm.
This lady now came out and say, "Oh, Cuomo sexually harassed me too," and whatever the case may be. So they continue doing the investigation. So there was an interview at some network, a TV network interview, and I said, "Okay, but why you wait so long for all these years or decades to come out?" She said, "Well, because the White House had interest in him to bring him on as one of the administrative leaders and stuff like that." So I'm like, so you not coming up because of morals or ethics or stuff. You're coming out because this man was elevating in life now, and you coming out to
Right.
stop that. You're not coming out because of the pain he caused you or the morals or the disgust he did against you. You're coming. I was like, pardon my French.
Right.
You see, these are the things I'm talking about at the end of the day. So it makes it bad for now others who out there who probably got molested from even Cuomo himself or others. It makes it look bad on those people. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And maybe not just Cuomo, but others who sexually harass these people. It is stupid. And so again, the story when I'm the context when I'm coming from, yes, I'm not gonna say lay dead because if someone come and accuse you and say, "Hey, you're sexual harassing," you don't just lay dead. No, fight.
Definitely.
Fight about it. But if you know it's true, don't go around and say, "Listen, I made a mistake." I mean, it was something where
Humble up, right?
yeah, humble up, because eventually he's gonna come out to light. We all guilty of some type of a crap what we have in our life. Whether we did it when we were younger, when we did it we were 2 days ago, or 10 years ago, or 50 years ago. Look at that guy. They finally caught him. He thought he was gonna escape. 30-something years ago, he committed a crime, kill his wife, or somebody he killed. And they finally caught him, catch on to him. He's like, another cop came into the case and started looking into it. He's like 70 something now, and they gave him life imprisonment of a crime he committed like 30 something years ago. I mean, it's not 100% connected to what the context we are talking about, but as an example, I mean,
You never know what somebody's hiding, what skeleton.
yeah, you
somebody's
never know
closet.
what someone is capable. But it's a sad situation, and it is tough for what's going on in this country, and it's gonna get worse. I'm saying this because from a spiritual level, these are the things what the Bible talks about, and the things what I usually address when Mike trying to debunk me and these things and others is that you claim that the Bible is wrote by men, right? But yet the things what men wrote are coming to fruition. They're coming to pass.
You see that,
So
right?
if it's wrote by men and they're coming to a fruition, what do you have to say? Right? What do you have to say? They're coming to pass. If you look in Revelation and other books of the Bible, even though you claim that this man wrote it, so you're not believing in it, but they are coming to pass, right? They didn't happen yet, and then when they as time goes by, they're happening. So what do you say about that? I don't know, but it is what it is. But I'm not sure if I took away the floor from you when I asked you the question about technology, where you see this country going with technology, where you see this country going with politics, where you see this country going in financial. For the next 3.5 years, we have this president. I mean, I'm not sure if I took the floor away from you, but your thoughts again, what?
Yeah, I mean, of course, definitely, we definitely going to see a lot of advancement with technology. Like
Right.
artificial intelligence. That's definitely going to kick in. Definitely going to have like I guess renewable energy. But what I want to touch on is AI. I think AI is going to be a lot more common.
Yeah, it is. It is.
A
It
lot of
is
jobs are going to be automated. It means
correct, and a
that
lot of people gonna lose their jobs.
right. So
Mm.
we just got to get our hands on what's going on, learn technology and how to manage and operate certain things,
Mm.
and stay abreast of what's going on in the news. Because the only way we could be prepared is if we're well informed.
Right, right.
So we definitely got to make sure we are well informed. As far as the financial situation of the country, I think that we're gonna be okay. You know,
You think you're gonna be okay?
yeah, we're definitely gonna be okay when it comes to finance and sustaining ourselves. There's always something because it's been going on for years, where a lot of people are skeptical and then uncertain what's going on, but life has a way of always working itself out. So I mean, just keep your faith strong. I strongly believe in that.
Mm.
I mean, so
Well, I kind of beg to differ for the financial side of it. The country we're gonna get it's gonna get worse financially, and again, I don't have no financial specialty where I can see the future. But how I can see the future is through the spiritual eyes. So that's the only vision I have, the spiritual eyes where I can look through, and according to the spiritual eyes, which is the Bible and other resources, is that it's going to get worse financially for this country and for the world itself. It's going to get worse. But again, they have a saying that seeing is believing. Some people was like, Mike, shut up, because that's not going to happen. As what you said before, you think the country is going to be
financial stable.
financial stable. As I said, beg to differ future wise. I don't know when. It could be the next 5 years, could be next 30 years, could be next 50 years. But it's coming. Somewhere down the line, it's coming. And it's going to be the money what we see now, what we have in our hands, what we spend on a daily basis is going to be worthless.
You notice people are spending less physical, real dollar. Everything's like digital.
I mean, that's where it's gonna go. But look on the within New York itself, they all started phasing it out. The Metro card,
Right.
they're phasing that out.
So
Now
it's an app now.
you're gonna use the app, and I think if I'm not mistaken, there's gonna be some physical device on you where it allows you to walk through the turnstile instead of using it, because as tech, as good as technology is, as wealthy as this country is, there are people out there don't have a phone that takes the train. How are they gonna survive?
There are people out there
Which they do hop the train and stuff like that. But there are people out there, and it's so unfortunate that as in today's modern times, people do not have communication devices such as a cellular phone out there. As simple as you can get a cellular phone for maybe $80, $90, and buy a $20 card or a $10 card.
Yeah, I think my thought with that is that we have to be kind. The only way to be kind is actually be kind and prove that you be kind and help each other, help a family member.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many families and individuals that are just too divided right now.
And that is one of the things where is happening. We just division amongst ourselves.
Right,
It's too much.
I think the greatest misconception
They
is
put up-
that like whoever's looking for peace. If somebody's looking for peace and they have enemies, you can't talk to your friend about it to get peace. You got to speak to your enemy, and a lot of people don't really understand that concept.
Right.
There's still a lot of rift going on, and just different animosity and stuff like grudges and stuff like that. We got to stop holding on to grudges as much as we can. If you want to make peace, talk to your enemy, not your friend.
Well, that can work. I mean, it's gonna be tough to go into your enemy too, unless some people may not want to work things out. So you may
Sometimes one person want to talk, other person, two people want to talk. They just waiting.
both has to be on the same common ground. They want to talk.
You break the ice. I think people just wait for someone to initiate.
Right. That is true.
You understand? If be the bigger person, go ahead and try to see how we can work things out amicably. That way, we all work towards a common goal to succeed and prosper.
Yeah, that is. I mean, even I myself are guilty of it. Like in certain situations, sometimes, where maybe a friend or maybe your significance who you're dealing with or stuff like that, something may happen, and regardless of what, you want them to come to you to initiate this peace situation. As I said, sometimes I'm guilty of that. And if we reach to the level where we eliminate all of that and become the bigger person, is what you said, and initiate things, instead of we waiting for this person to do that, that person is waiting for you to do that, and nothing will get resolved at the end of the day. But at the same time, you may have the willingness of want to initiate or initiate, and that person just don't
Right.
want to
Right. So long as it's not a reoccurring thing,
Yeah.
we just have to know what to hold on to and what to let go of.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's right there is going to be our greatest contentment. Because once we have peace, we kind of have everything. So peace of mind.
It is the great one of the good things, to have peace, less stress. Stress is one of those silent killers like cancer.
Right.
So the less you have to stress out yourself, the better off you would live your life on a healthy level, and possibly, live to see along. Because as I said, that silent killer there, which is stress, don't sleep on it. There's a lot of people. I think there's a statistic of it where it kills thousands of people on a yearly basis.
And if I should add, we have to make sure we keep living within our means. We have to stop being so impulsive, because a lot of stuff being like sensationalized, emotionalized stuff that we feel that we have to buy. We have some money, we gotta spend it. And the right thing is to hold on to it, wait so you could absorb an emergency or certain situation.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense. I think one of the things with our culture, I'm not gonna get it because it's gonna maybe draw something, but we'll discuss some of that later on. And I think we dealt with that one time on our regular show, on our Saturday shows, where we are divided as black people within ourselves. Is like, yes, professionally. And the funniest thing is that we are not united. One of the things I like from different culture, like the Jewish culture, from a spiritual culture, the Jehovah's Witness, the Mormons and stuff like that, from a business levels, the Chinese. I mean, overall, those culture, they unite. And us as black folks, and it's sad, and it's something that bothers me, where I don't want to talk about these things, but it's sad enough that we are so divided amongst ourselves. We are a nation that, if we stand together and unite from a business perspective, from a culture perspective,
Right.
we will grow so strong. And the funniest thing is that with our mindset, and today's mindset is that if I see you striving, and my thing is that I'm going to try to hold you down because I think it should be me striving and to lift you up. It's an arrogant state of mind where they don't look at it, where if I push you up, you striving, and I help push you up, you're going to turn around and pull me up. Now, keep in mind, because I'm going to fill that gap to keep in mind, there are times when people out there where I see you thriving and I go and push you up, and then when you reach on top, you're like, who is you? Who are you? You totally forgot where you're coming from. I am aware of that. But how often that happens is not a lot. What happens a lot is me push you thriving, and I see you thriving, and I think it should be me instead of you, and I cut you down. That's what I see happen a lot. And
what do you call it, like a crab in a bucket mentality?
Yeah, crabbing mentality.
If
you put a bunch of crab in a bucket, and you see one crawling out and reach, like, trying to get to the top, the others are like, no, you ain't going nowhere, bro.
I should be laughing right now.
But it's sad. It's sad. It's not like you laughing at us, but it's sad.
We gotta do away from it. Right?
Yeah, it is sad, and it's sad to know that our culture is heavily into this. And you have the Mexicans, you have the Puerto Ricans, and they kind of have the same mentality, but they are much better than the black culture. No, that's to my opinion, folks. I don't have any factual statistics to say yes, that is true. It is just my opinion. I based on what I've seen and based on what I experienced, and I think that's the case. Now, if you have statistics and statics report, you can post it when I upload this this video, and you can share with. But I think, to
Sounds
my
about right.
opinion, yeah, I mean, I've seen it for a while now, so I think it's kind of fair for me to and safe for me to say that.
It's
But
valid.
yeah, it is. But you know, my 2 cents at the end of the day is that um we don't know right now what we are looking at pertaining to the administration of the leadership of this country, and just worldwide things. There's a lot coming, and we just have to brace ourselves for impact. I am not, as what Mike always saying, I always thinking negative, but I'm thinking in actuality. It's things that's happening. And if you're going outside, you're not gonna plan. Um, you're gonna if you plan for good things always happen, which is not realistic. If you plan for good things are always happening, and then when the bad things happen, what do? You have to plan for both, because at the end of the day, we live in a situation in a world where bad and good happens every single day. Every day, every second, someone dies. Every day, a second or two, someone's born. Right? Someone died from a gunshot. Someone died from a car accident. Someone died from a plane crash. Someone born. Someone get a foot cut off. Every day these things happen. Do you think they want to go out and plan for these things to happen? No.
No.
Yeah, I get up and go outside, and some car run into me. I didn't plan to do that. My plan is to get out here, ask God for his guidance so I can reach home safe. And then when I do that and go out and somebody run into me, I didn't plan for that. But this is the circumstances of life.
But it's realistic. I mean,
Yeah, it's realistic.
we have to think negative. Like, the fact of the matter is that if you don't think negative, you might never survive. Like, we are constantly reminded that we have to wear a seatbelt when we get in the car, because there's that possibility there.
Exactly.
If you ignore that possibility, then you're going to quickly forget that you need to put your seatbelt on, because everything's...
You're not the only person driving. I can understand if you're, and even if you're the only person was in the world driving a car, something could happen where you run off the street and hit something, and because you don't have your seatbelt on, you fly through the window, hit something, break your neck, and kill yourself.
Right. And don't be so over. I think people shouldn't be so overly sensitive. Like, they might say, don't look down on anybody. Some people might have to look down on you to find you and to pull you up. That's just real talk.
That's another way of looking at it. Yeah, I never look at it that way.
So, and then you might say, whatever you do, make sure you give 100%. Don't forget, you give 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what if you starting to give blood? We have to put things into perspective.
Correct. So, yeah. You have to give 100% blood. You're dead. Yeah, that's true. That is profound.
I didn't mean to be funny. Like,
no, but that brings realism to it and actuality to it.
People just be blanketing statements and telling their children, don't fight. Make sure no violence. Sometimes when you get to self-defense, we have to make sure we defend ourselves.
Yeah, even the Bible says, that you have to when a thief come into the night to kill, and I mean, you gotta defend yourself at the end of the day. So even if God is saying that to himself, the context is that you're not gonna go out and try to hurt people on a normal basis. Correct. If someone try to hurt you and you can protect yourself, if you can run away, that's great. That's even better. But if you cannot, you have to defend yourself. You should defend yourself and protect yourself, because at the end of the day, all of us I don't think. Well, let me take that back, because you have people who have mental issue. Because I was about to say, I don't think anyone want to kill themselves or die, but there are people out there suffering, and they want to kill themselves because of whatever mental situation, or
there's a lot of help for
life
that.
Circumstances, the trouble what they're going through or the trouble what they're in. They only think the way out.
That's why we should check on the loved one, right?
Is that
check on our loved ones, right?
Correct. It is. It is. I mean, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. where people, because of certain things in life, they want to take their life out because that's the only way they can see out. And sometimes, to them, that's the way. But there's always a way out. At the end of the day, it's easy. Maybe it sounds easy for me to say it because I'm not in certain situation. But within that breath still, I think there's always a way out once you're alive. Even if you're still caught up in prison, It's still always a way on.
I like that.
But final thought.
Stay strong, mentally, physically, emotionally. Read, understand, and help. God bless.
Indeed. And my 2 cents is, as usual, is you know, read, stay in communion with society. Listen to news. Yes, yes, as what King talks, Justin always saying that the news is bogus. Yes, some of it can be, but you have to decipher what is real to you and what you think is real, and take the good out of it and use that to your advantage to help better off this world. And you're not gonna always get correct information, but at the same time, you cannot live blind as well. You still have to live a life where you still get information out there, because at the end of the day, you want to also to understand what is happening in today's world. It's like going a caveman, as what they use, living in a cave for all their life, and then they come out. They don't understand what is society, how to operate, how to function inside
it's
of
not
it.
like people go into jail like you for a long time. You institutionalize so much. You have to come and
Kind of rebuild from
reintegrate into
right,
society. It's a
like kind of
process.
learning process over again.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
stay abreast. Stay current.
stay current. I mean, as I said, the resources out there. I listen to the news all the time, and I try to cipher what is good and what is for me and for society, and where I can help out, and then throw out the garbage and stuff like that. You have to go through this. It's just like you're making a smoothie. You make you blend up some apples or some grater or whatever the case may be, and then you strain it to get the stuff what you don't want,
Take
and
the
then
meat and leave the bones.
and leave the bones. See, perfect example. So that's what you have to
That's
do.
a real perspective.
Yeah,
right?
that's what you have to do but stay abreast.
Maintain, right?
Keep listening, keep observing. I always hear people, oh, I'm not into politics. You are living in politics. You cannot avoid it. Stop saying that. You may not vote, but you're still a part of politics. You cannot avoid it. Even if you don't vote, you cannot avoid it. You're still a part of politics. So get that nonsense out of your head. Anyway, it's a pleasure sharing your thoughts with you, and I hope this was some learning curve for you, and as well as it's for us. And please share, like, and subscribe. We cannot do this without you. We cannot grow without you. You're our main supporters who listening on a daily basis, whether it's 2, 10, 50, a million. We are grateful for your support, and for you to continue spreading this channel, and for everyone to support this channel. As I said before, and I keep in my promise, as long as once we start benefiting from this channel financially, where YouTube is helping us out and other sponsors, we will give back to the community. Whether it's I think last week I made comment, or we giving out Lexus and stuff like that. If it reached to that point, yes. But for now, we will start off with our iPhone, or like $100 there, or $200 there, or a gift of whatever. We can give her a bag or a purse, or a cologne or something. But as we continue growing and we bring in the funds where we can give away the Lexuses and the Benzes and Rolex, we will definitely do that.
Right. This is ours, right?
Yeah. So please continue to support us. I will stand on my word as long as I'm a part of this entity and part of the show and part of the whole of infrastructure. I will keep my word. So thank you again. And I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Stay safe. Peace out.
So.